forget to subscribe to Bag O Day Crochet. You can subscribe by clicking this red button right here. And don't forget to click this little bell right there next to it. That way you'll always be notified whenever Bag O Day puts on a new video. Hi everybody, this is Crystal. So today I'm going to show you how to make this shawl right here. It's pretty big, so I can't really lay it out there to show you. But I think it turned out really nice. It's got some texture there into the stitches. It's not really hard at all. I can't really lay it all the way out to show you the what it looks like there. You can look at that photo, but the measurements are across the top from one end all the way across to the other end, measures approximately 78 inches. Now from one end all the way down to the bottom point measures approximately 52 inches. 52 inches on this side and 52 inches on this side, from the bottom to each point. And then the measurement from the top here down to the point, like, it's so hard to show you, like from the top of your shawl down to the bottom, is about 25 inches. And of course you can make yours bigger or smaller if you want. You know, it's a pretty simple repeat. So let's go ahead and get started on this. Okay, for this project I am using a twister from the company Hobby. It is a 55 cotton, 45 acrylic blend, and it is a fine weight number 2. There's 8.81 ounces or 1,093 yards, and I'm using the whole cake. Now, you do not have to use this yarn by any means at all. Any number 2 yarn will work, or even a number 3 will work too. Just remember that if you do use a number 3 weight yarn, your shawl will be a little bit bigger than mine. But you do not have to use this at all. And then I'm going to be using a size H, which is a 5mm crochet hook. Alright, we're going to start out with a slip knot on our hook, and we're going to start by working a chain of 3. And then we're going to slip stitch into the first stitch to form a ring. Now I'm going to start by chaining 1. Now that chain 1 does not count as a stitch. Now I'm going to work through the center of the ring, and I'm going to work 3 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, and 3, and then I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to go through the center of the ring again, and I'm going to work 3 more double crochets. So there's 1, 2, and 3, and that will end row 1, and you'll have 6 stitches there. Now you can pull your centers, your tail, to close up that center circle a little bit more. So for row 2, I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. Now I'm going to start off by putting 3 double crochets into the very first stitch. No matter what row I'm on, you always put 3 double crochets into the first stitch. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm going to put 1 double crochet into each stitch until I get to my chain 2 space. And when I get to my chain 2 space, it's always going to be the same thing when you reach your chain 2 space, no matter what row you're on. 1 double crochet into the space, a chain of 2, and then 1 more double crochet into the same space. So that was 1 double, chain 2, 1 double. Now I'm going to put 1 double crochet into every stitch until I get to my last. So it's 1 double into the next 2 stitches here. And then when I get to my last stitch, it's always going to be the same no matter what row you're on. Your last stitch will always get 3 double crochets into the last stitch. So there's 1, 2, and 3, and that will end row 2. And now you'll have a total of 12 stitches. So rows 3, 4, 5, and 6 now are going to be the repeat rows for the whole for the rest of the shawl. So it's a 4-row repeat. So row 3, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. And we're going to start by putting 3 double crochets into the very first stitch. So there's 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to put a single crochet into the next stitch. And then the next stitch we're going to put a triple crochet. So we're going to yarn over twice, go into the next stitch, and we're going to do a triple crochet. And then we're going to kind of repeat that. We're going to put a single crochet into the next stitch and a triple crochet into the next. And we'll do that until we get to our chain 2 space. Single into the next stitch, which happens to be the last stitch of this row. And now we're at our chain 2 space. So in the chain 2 space, we are going to work 1 double crochet, chain 2, and another double crochet. Just like that. And since we ended our last stitch over here, we ended in a single crochet, we'll start this side by putting a single crochet into the first stitch. And then triple into the next. Single into the next stitch. Triple into the next. We do this until we get to our last stitch. Single into the next stitch. And now we're at our last stitch, and our last stitch is going to get 3 double crochets into the last stitch. Like that. And that'll end a row 3, and now you should have a total of 18 stitches. You should have 6 more stitches than you did the previous row. So for row 4, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. And you can see, you'll be able to see it better the more rows you get, but on row 3 it made the little bumps pop up. See that? This is the right side of our work where the bumps pop up. So row 4, we start off by putting 3 double crochets into the very first stitch. And now I'm going to put 1 double crochet into every stitch until I get to my chain 2 space. All right, and then when I get to my chain 2 space, I want to put my 1 double, chain 2, 1 double into the space. And then I want to start again by putting 1 double crochet into every stitch until I get to my last stitch. When I get to my last stitch, I'm going to put 3 double crochets into the last. So like that, and at the end of row 4, you should have 24 stitches, which is 6 more than the previous row. Okay, we're going to start row 5 by chaining 1 and turning our work. We're going to start by putting 3 double crochets into the very first stitch. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Now this time on row 3 we started with a single crochet after our 3 doubles. This time we're going to start with a triple crochet first off. So triple crochet into the next stitch, and then single crochet into the next, and we repeat that. Triple crochet into the next stitch, and single into the next, triple crochet into the next, and single into the next, and we repeat the triple crochet, single crochet until we get to our chain 2 space. So there's triple and single, triple, and single, and then triple crochet into the last stitch, and now we're at our chain 2 space, and in the chain 2 space we're going to do our 1 double crochet, chain 2, and 1 more double. So like that. And since we ended with a triple crochet into the last stitch over here before the chain space, we're going to start here with the first stitch over here is going to be a triple crochet. So triple, and then the next one is single, and then triple, and single, and we just repeat this triple crochet, single crochet, repeat until we get to our last stitch. Alright, I just triple crochet there and I have 1 stitch left. I'm going to go ahead and put 3 double crochets into the last stitch. And at the end of row 5, you should have a total of 30 stitches. 6 more stitches than you did the previous row. Row 6, we are going to chain 1 and turn. And now when you turn, you can see the bumps there. Like I said, they'll become a little bit, they'll seem a little bit better as you go on. But what we're doing is staggering them each row. So each row they'll kind of, every other row, they'll be staggered like this. So we're just going to put 3 double crochets into the first stitch. And then I'm going to put 1 double crochet into every stitch until I get to my chain 2 space. Alright, once you make it to your chain 2 space, we're just going to go right into it and put 1 double, chain 2, and 1 double. And now I'm going to continue by putting 1 double crochet into every stitch until I get to my last stitch. Alright, when you make it to the last stitch, you're going to go ahead and end by putting 3 double crochets into the last stitch. That'll end a row 6, and now you should have 36 stitches, which is 6 more stitches than the previous row. So that's kind of what it's going to start looking like. These little bumps, they'll pop out. You'll be able to see them a little better, you know, once you get more rows on. But now it's just a repeat of rows 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's the repeats. So for row 7, we're just going to repeat row 3. That's where we chain 1 and we turn our work. This is the back side of our work right now. You work 3 double crochets into the first stitch. And then we start out this row with a single crochet. And then a triple crochet into the next. And then single crochet. And then triple crochet. And we just repeat this all the way down until we get to our chain 2 space. Then you work your 1 double, chain 2, 1 double, and then repeat it again. So we're just going to keep repeating rows 3, 4, 5, and 6 until we get the shawl, as long as we need it to be. All right, you just want to keep repeating. We just keep repeating until you run out of yarn if you're using the same yarn as me. If not, I did it. There was a total of 60 rows done, but of course you can make yours as big or as small as you like. But that's it. I ended up just end on a row of double crochet there. Now that's all I'm going to do. Now if you want to add fringe or something, or if you want to add picots or something, that's it. But I think it turned out super nice, very pretty. Just kind of what it looks like there. A little bit of texture in it. So I hope that you enjoyed my tutorial. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Remember to give this video a thumbs up if you like the way this shawl looks and if you like my video. If you look up in the left hand corner right now, you see a picture of my face. If you click on that, you'll automatically be subscribed. And also over there on the right hand side, I put a playlist of all my shawls there in case you want to check out all my other ones. But that's it. And until next time, have a good day.